Solomon knew that it was his responsibility to build the temple. Therefore, he organized a large workforce and provided them all the materials that they needed to complete the project, which included getting cedar from King Hiram of Lebanon, who had been a friend of David's. The entire construction project took 7 years. And during that time, Solomon made sure there was no sound of tools at the actual building site. Everything had to be assembled somewhere else. The interior walls of the temple were totally covered with cedar, except for the most holy place, which was covered with pure gold. The furnishings and the vessels and the tools of worship were also made of gold. With all the details, Solomon made sure that there was a special place that was set aside so that Gentiles could come to the temple and pray. When everything was done, Solomon called in the leaders from all the tribes of Israel. When they were assembled, the priest went and got the Ark of God. Now, the only thing in the Ark of God at that time were the 2 tablets of stone that Moses put there. As they carefully carried the Ark of God towards the temple, sacrifices were made all along the way. When they got there, they put the Ark of God in the most holy place. Suddenly the glory of the Lord filled the temple like a cloud. It was so thick that the priests had to stop what they were doing. Solomon gave thanks to God and then faced the people and gave them a blessing and a prayer of dedication. And then he went and stood in front of the altar of God. He prayed and asked God that he would hear the people when they would come and confess their sins and ask for forgiveness. He even prayed for the Gentiles, that God would hear the Gentiles when they would come to the temple and pray. All the people of Israel came and made sacrifices to God and dedicated the temple to the Lord. This celebration lasted for 14 days. Then everyone went home, their hearts full of happiness. At that point, God appeared to Solomon the second time. He said, "I've heard your prayer, and I will set aside this house for me. Now, if you will walk with me like your father David did, then I will establish your kingdom forever. But if you or your descendants depart from me and do not obey my laws and start worshiping other gods, I will leave this temple and it will become a disgrace. I will then take the people off of the land that I had given them." Solomon spent the next 13 years building his own house. And after that, he built several cities. He had this large workforce to help him with all of his building projects. In the entire world, there was no other king as great as Solomon.